I don't want y'all to get the wrong impression about me. Don't let my tough guy, thuggish exterior fool you. Not as gangster as I appear to be. I'm not. Like, you remember that kid back in elementary school? Y'all remember that kid, like, had no friends, like, peed his pants, like, ate his lunch in the bathroom stall? Y'all remember that kid? That kid used to beat the shit out of me. I hated that kid. For real, man, it was always hard for me to, like, fit in with other kids, like, especially other, like, black kids in my neighborhood. Mostly because I'm biracial. I mean, both my parents are black, but I love Coldplay is what the fuck I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one. Yo, true story, New Year's Eve, I went to the Jay-Z and Coldplay concert in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center and booed Jay-Z off the damn stage. Like, that's how, like, I got 99 problems and you are all of them. Where the fuck is Coldplay? Bring them back on stage. And it's different, right? Like, it's different. Like, the older I get, the more I start to see things differently, right? Like I told you, when I was a kid, I got bullied. True story, when I was in 3rd grade, 2 fifth graders held me down on the ground while a girl named Shaniqua sat on my head and farted. Now I'm 30 years old. Do you know how much money I have to pay to get a woman to do that shit to me today? Like, I had no clue how. Like, I used to fantasize about Angelina Jolie making passionate love to me all night. Now I fantasize about her adopting me. Like, that's pretty much travel, meal. It's cool, man. It's cool. I'm not originally from New York. Originally from the Midwest, small town, Toledo, Ohio, born and raised, right? Night and day. I've learned this living in New York. Night and day, living in New York City, living in Ohio. Like, for the price of a 1-bedroom apartment here in Manhattan, you can move to Ohio, where I'm from, and buy 6 acres of land, 7-bedroom mansion, and a slave. Like, you can get whatever. You can get 40 acres in the mood. It's all there. I even learned this. You even judge a person's success in life differently depending on where that person lives in the United States of America, right? Like, you judge a person's success in my hometown by the size of their land, right? The type of vehicle that they drive, or the size of their home. You judge a person's success here in New York by the number of roommates he or she does not have. Like, that's... Like, you live by yourself. What are you, a Rockefeller, motherfucker? Like... If you live by yourself in Manhattan, you are either rich or homeless. Those are your only 2 options. That's it. That is it. I don't know if any New Yorkers have ever had this conversation, but somebody comes over to your apartment and they're like, oh, this is so nice. It's so spacious. And then you start feeling good about yourself. Oh, thanks, I appreciate that. Then they ask you this humbling ass question. So how many roommates do you have? 8. Now you gotta make shit up to make yourself feel better. Well, you know, it's kinda like my own place. You know, 4 of them are astronauts, so they be in space half the time. It's really like... It's cool, man. I love New York City, but I also love being from a small town. Here's the thing, I'm from a small town, and I grew up in a very religious Christian upbringing, right? And so I like to kind of tease my family back home every chance I get, just to ruffle a couple feathers, right? So around the time that gay marriage was passed here in the city, I immediately updated my Facebook status to Charles McBee is in a civil union, right? I'm straight, but that's what I did, right? 5 minutes later, my mom calls me on the phone. What is a civil union? I could tell her neck was doing this. I could see it in my head and shit, right? I'm like, don't worry, Mom. It's just when 2 people want to get married. Don't worry. She goes, liar! I'll have you know I Googled what civil union means. It's when 2 people of the same sex want to get married. What do you have to tell me? Took me an hour and a half to convince my mother that I wasn't a homosexual, right? Here's the thing, around that time was my birthday. And I just moved into a new apartment, new roommate and everything. My mom flew here because she wanted to see her son on his birthday, see his new place, meet the new roommate, right? Well, my mom didn't know my new roommate, flaming homosexual, right? So me and Gary decided to have a little fun, right? So there we are having dinner, right? We're having dinner, we're having a good time. And I could tell my mom wants to say something, but she's not. She's trying to be real proper and everything. So Gary leans into me, puts his hand on my shoulder, and goes, so Charles, have you told your mother about us lately? My black Baptist preaching mother, while cursing and speaking in tongues, reached into her purse and pulled out a bottle of holy oil that she carries with her wherever she goes. But without missing a beat, Gary stands up and goes, "Hey, somebody brought the lube." Most awkward birthday ever. Yo, my name is Charles McBee. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Stay tuned for more laughs on AXS TV, live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City.
Andy Pitts, Teddy Smith, Miguel Del